Thank you, David. Not perhaps the return that you were hoping for. However, how did you rate the performance of your players tonight?
I didn't think we played that well, but I've got to say, if you look at it, I don't think there was very little in the game. Obviously, they took a good chance. They had a couple of chances in the first half. We maybe had one, but I think in the second half we had a couple of bigger chances. They didn't really offer an awful lot in the second half, Aston Villa, and I thought we were right in the game, but ultimately, we couldn't quite score that goal which was required.
Is that the biggest challenge, the second spell, getting your team finding a way to score?
Well, look, all you boys in here and everybody who writes about it and people who watch will know probably more than me. I've had sort of day and a bit maybe with the players if I'm lucky. So, but obviously I could see signs today which we're lacking. We're lacking people to score. We're lacking sometimes a little bit of the players to create the chances. I mean, we probably had 2 or 3 good chances tonight, or half chances if you want to call it that. Certainly, I thought Jesper had a great chance to score with his head, and I thought Dom had a chance at the end as well. But we need to create even more than that. But what you do need, and when the games are really tight and there's very little between the teams on the night, you might need to take your moment, and we didn't quite take our moment tonight.
Sinead?
Hi David.
Hi there.
That Dom chance at the end, you need those to go in, don't you, in the position that the club are in at the moment?
Yeah, you do. When you're in a position you want, that goal goes in. I think if we come in here and we said it was 1 each, I don't think many people would have said it wasn't far off the mark. But it's just that clinical action, that clinical moment, maybe to get us a goal. But ultimately, it's not just this one game tonight. It's been other games which is certainly been the case. So I think it's there for everybody to see. It's not something that I've just come in and said we don't have. We're not quite good enough at finishing. And by the way, I can't magician all that to change. They just can't do it.
Now that you've got a chance to see the side in action, what's the size of the job you've walked into here?
By the way, it's a huge challenge at the moment. I can see that. I think the one thing, and I can see Sean's brought in a great group of players with their attitude and their commitment. Great boys. We're desperately needing to add some quality in certain areas, mainly to create and craft goals, and it looks like at times to finish as well. We're needing to get those levels up, but again, you will be writing about the club much more than me over the years and know that the situation the club's been in, and it's not probably been able to go to a level of player in the market which might be that what I'm saying, that and make the difference.
Yeah, and not scored in 9 of the last 11 league games. How are you going to fix it? What's the plan?
Well, I've been here one, and I've been here just over a couple of days. So as I said, I can't turn that around and make a huge difference in the time. I mean, we tried desperately to try. Well, we said we talked to them and we encouraged them. We'd worked on trying to get more in the box and get people in the box more often and get more shots, more crosses if we could. I thought we had a couple of crosses. Dukes had a chance from a cross from Meek in the first half, but obviously we need to double those numbers. We need to get double the shots, double the crosses, double the actions in and around our box than what we're getting at the moment.
David, you touched on it there about signings. Did that, what you watched tonight, sharpen into the focus, the need to bring in players before the end of the window?
I'm sure it's probably what Dicey was been talking about as well in his time as well. So we do need to bring in. I think we need to try and add to the squad if we can. But we just got to be careful that we don't go too much really. But we'll try and see what we can do definitely.
Chris. David, what was a tough night for you at least. You could see the support that the players were getting to the crowd out. How big is that going to be going forward for you?
Well, I thought the crowd were great, and I've got to say I was really thankful for my reception, and but I'm sort of keeping my head down because I don't want to be at a team near the bottom of the league, and I've lost tonight, so I'm not I've had great times with Everton supporters over the years, and I hope to have more great times with them again. But at the moment, I've got to find a way of getting the team a result, and I've only been here a couple of days, and I'm nearly burnt out looking at how we can score more goals, how we're going to get players who we can do that. If with the squad we have, everybody's just got to say, well, how are you going to find that? Now, if we get something different, that's not. But we have to keep finding ways with the squad we've got at the moment to make goals, score goals, and improve our attacking play.
Hi David, you said the other day how you needed the players to show they were up for the fight with you coming in. Have you seen enough tonight and in the last few days of training that they are up for the what is going to be a big fight? I
definitely have. I think they've been great in training. I think they've been really good in the couple of days. In fact, we've been really surprised how good they've been. But I think they are. I think they look as if they're a really good group of lads, and they're trying not to play well. Maybe they're just needing somebody to give them a lift or a little bit of quality, which might make the difference. And we're just lacking a little bit of that at the moment.
I was just wondering if there was an update on Browser following the test the other day.
Well, we think he's going to be out for somewhere between 10 and 12 weeks, we think. So, yes, ligament ankle, yeah. So it would probably mean that there's a possibility that, and it's not done yet. I'm just saying I'm using the word possibility. They would have to go back to Chelsea because it might use up. We might try and find a way because we can't get loans in as well. We're full. Our loans are full as well. Hi Dom.
How are we?
Good.
You were always very good in terms of moments like this, in terms of getting the group together, in terms of like taking them away or doing things to sort of engender a spirit between them to find ways of getting results. I mean, is that something you might think about doing next week, just to get to know the players a bit better?
Might do something. I hadn't thought about it yet really in that way. I was looking at it and thinking that at least I'll get a week to get, because obviously we've come in and we'll get Aston Villa on the Wednesday night, now we'll get Tottenham. We're nearly hardly able to breathe really with what's going on, and trying to find out how the players work. Even coming back here, as I said it in the press conference the other day, I said it's a different Everton than I left, and how things work, and actually probably a different David Moyes as well in some ways. So really just getting in. But what happens is we're right in it, and we're right in the mid, and we need to win the games, and we need to get the points. So I have to find a way of getting something which is going to get us a result. But look, I think if we had scored tonight, there'd been one each. I don't know if we'd have said too much, but it was they had the better of it. And look, they're a really good side, as you know. They've been spending probably over 100 million a year, I think, for the last 5 or 6 years, Aston Villa. They've spent it brilliantly well with a great manager, and I think you can see. So they were the levels we were up against tonight. They're a well-drilled team.
We'll take two more, one from Paddy and then finally one down here.
Hi David, I know you spoke about this a bit on Monday, but are you confident with the resources you've got for this month that you are going to be able to strengthen the squad in the way you need, really?
Again, you might know more than me because of the PSR and financial fair play. Again, I do know that we've still got a bit to do, but we'll definitely need to do something. We'll need to find ways and try and act in some way if we can. But in the same breath as, don't think MD would, if it's not going to improve it, we could buy something to make the squad look better, and use boys write a few stories for a few days about it. But the truth is, if it's not going to be something which makes the team better, then there's no point in wasting your money. So we have to try and get that option where we think there's somebody who could be better than what we've got.
Final question.
David, can I ask you about a player that you brought to the club in your last spell in Seamus Coleman?
Yeah.
How important is he going to be? Is he going to be on and off the pitch for the remaining weeks of the season?
Seamus was huge. I've had plenty of conversations with Seamus since I've come back. Unfortunately, Seamus had a bit of a calf strain. He got picked up in training, I'll have him close to me and he'll be around, and you know, whereas when I brought Seamus here, I was telling Seamus all about the club and what was happening and him settling in. He's now the one who's doing that to me. He's showing me the way back and what's going on, and he's very good in the dressing room with the players, as everybody will probably know.
I'm sure you're not surprised the way it's turned out for him here at Everton.
No, I'm not surprised. The best 60 grand probably spent for a long time, that's for sure.
Thanks everyone.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.